As I travelled through the deep, mysterious wilds of Aussie, I encountered a creature that is neither myth nor mere cryptid, but a living, breathing enigma. The Yowie, a towering, hairy figure known to the native Auslanders, looms large in their folklore, and its presence is spoken of in hushed tones. Tales of the Yowie vary, but all share one common thread. It is a force of nature, both revered and feared by those who call this land home. While I have had the fortune to witness some traces of this creature, its true form continues to elude even the most experienced naturalists and cryptozoologists. Unlike its northern cousin, the cold-dwelling Yeti, the Yowie is uniquely suited to the warm, temperate, and occasionally harsh climate of Aussie. Its fur, a dense coat of dark, almost black hair, allows it to move through thick forests and bushlands without difficulty. The creature stands tall, reaching up to 3.6 meters, its broad shoulders and muscular frame hinting at immense strength. The Yowie is primarily found in the dense bushlands, rainforests, and mountainous regions, where human settlements are scarce and the wild is free to flourish. Despite its imposing figure, the Yowie is not easily tracked. According to the Auslanders, its feet are said to point backward, making it near impossible to follow, as the tracks it leaves appear to move in the opposite direction of its travel. This peculiar trait has confounded trackers for generations, leading to confusion and endless debate about how best to follow the elusive creature. Some believe the Yowie deliberately obscures its tracks to mislead those who seek it, while others insist that the creature is so in tune with the land that it leaves no discernible trail at all, as if it were a spirit moving through the underbrush. Where the Yeti is a solitary, brutish creature known for its aggression and territorial nature, the Yowie displays a far more nuanced range of behaviours. Many native Auslanders regard the Yowie as a guardian of the land, a protector of sacred spaces, tied to the Dreamtime, the spiritual bedrock of the Aussie people. This connection to the Dreamtime suggests that the Yowie is more than just a physical entity. It is a manifestation of the land's spirit, deeply connected to the ancient forces that shaped Aussie itself. It is said that Yowies are often encountered near Dreamtime sites, places where the barrier between the physical and spiritual worlds is thin. These locations, often marked by ancient carvings or stone arrangements, are believed to be sacred to both the native peoples and the Yowies themselves. Spirit shamans and totemists, those who follow the ancient paths of the Auslanders, have long recognized the Yowie's presence in these areas. Some even claim to have witnessed the Yowie observing their rituals from a distance, a silent watcher ensuring that the balance between the worlds is maintained. The social structure of the Yowie is also markedly different from the solitary Yeti. Yowies have been observed living in loosely knit family groups, particularly near Dreamtime sites. These groups are believed to consist of a mated pair and their offspring, who remain with their parents until they are mature enough to establish their own territories. The Yowie's social bonds appear to be strong, much like the kangaroo folk of Aussie, who live in close-knit communities that rely on cooperation and mutual aid. The Yowie's communal nature may explain why they are seen as protectors of the land, as their family groups likely share responsibility for maintaining the sanctity of the wilds. The differences between the Yowie and the Yeti extend beyond their social structure and behaviour. The Yowie's relationship with other races of Aussie, both human and non-human, reveals a creature that is deeply attuned to the complexities of its environment. Aussie humans, particularly those of Aboriginal descent, often speak of the Yowie with a mixture of respect and awe, unlike outsiders, who may view the Yowie as a monstrous cryptid to be hunted or captured. The native Auslanders see the Yowie as a fellow guardian of the land. There are stories of spirit shamans who have earned the trust of a Yowie, forming a bond that allows them to walk safely through Yowie territory without fear of attack. The kangaroo folk and koala folk of Aussie, two of the most prominent non-human races on the continent, also share a complex relationship with the Yowie. The kangaroo folk, with their nomadic lifestyles and strong connection to the land, are said to have encountered Yowies during their travels across the bush. In many cases, these encounters are peaceful, with the Yowie observing the kangaroo folk from a distance, acknowledging their presence but not intervening. The koala folk, known for their peaceful nature and arboreal homes, have even formed alliances with Yowie groups in remote regions, where the two races work together to protect sacred groves and Dreamtime sites. The frill-necked lizard folk, on the other hand, have a more contentious relationship with the Yowie. Known for their territorial nature and aggressive defense of their lands, the frill-necked lizard folk are often at odds with Yowies, particularly in regions where their territories overlap. While outright conflict is rare, there have been reports of clashes between Yowie groups and frill-necked lizard folk over access to water sources or sacred sites. The goanna lizard folk, who descend from the large monitor lizards native to Osse, are more neutral in their interactions with the Yowie. These lizard folk are skilled hunters and trackers, and while they respect the Yowie's strength and territorial nature, they do not seek out conflict with the creature. Instead, they maintain a careful distance, recognizing that the Yowie is a force to be reckoned with, but not an enemy to be feared unless provoked. However, the Komodo lizard folk descended from the fearsome Komodo dragons are a different matter entirely. These dangerous and aggressive beings are one of the few creatures capable of challenging the Yowie for dominance over their shared territories. The Komodo lizard folk are apex predators, known for their ruthless efficiency in hunting and their willingness to engage in direct confrontation with anything that threatens their domain. Yowies, while immensely strong, tend to avoid direct conflict with Komodo lizard folk when possible, relying on their deep knowledge of the land and their superior cunning to outmaneuver their more aggressive counterparts. The life cycle of the Yowie remains shrouded in mystery, though native Auslander accounts suggest that they give birth to live young and raise them within their familial units until they are mature enough to strike out on their own. The young Yowies are said to be fiercely protected by their parents, who teach them the ways of the land and the spiritual significance of the places they inhabit. Yowies are believed to have long lifespans, with some estimates suggesting they may live for several centuries, though this has yet to be definitively proven. In terms of diet, the Yowie is an omnivore, subsisting on a diet of native plants, roots, and the occasional meat from creatures they hunt. Despite their imposing size, Yowies are not indiscriminate predators. They are known to hunt only what they need to survive, often targeting smaller animals and foraging for plants and fruits in the dense forests. Their diet is supplemented by their deep understanding of the land's natural resources, and they are believed to have a strong connection to the spiritual energy of the land, which may sustain them in ways not yet understood by outsiders. A typical encounter with a Yowie is an experience fraught with tension and uncertainty, particularly for those unfamiliar with the land. Adventurers and explorers who venture into Yowie territory without understanding the creature's connection to the land are often left feeling disoriented and unsettled. The Yowie is a master of ambush, capable of moving silently through dense underbrush and using the land's natural features to conceal itself. Those who are fortunate enough to survive a Yowie encounter often describe the experience as terrifying and humbling, a reminder of the land's raw, untamed power. For the native Auslanders, however, encounters with the Yowie are far more nuanced. Spirit shamans and totemists in particular speak of the Yowie as a guardian, a creature that watches over the sacred sites of the Dreamtime and ensures that the balance between the spiritual and physical worlds is maintained. Some shamans even claim to have communicated with Yowies, though such encounters are rare and often shrouded in secrecy. The ancient continent of Kataka, far to the south of Mazdaca, holds clues to the origins of humanity on Toril. It is said that the first humans emerged from the jungles of Kataka, spreading across the globe in waves as they were guided by the shifting magics of the world and the desires of gods and primordials. The early humans of Kataka were nomadic, moving across the land in search of food and shelter, and eventually gave rise to the many distinct human cultures found across Toril today. Though much of Kataka remains unexplored, its jungles are believed to guard the secrets of humanity's earliest days, hidden away in places few dare to venture. My name is AJ Pickett. As always, thanks for listening, and I will be back with more for you very soon.